Hi, what's up, guys? Today I'm going to talk about the differences between natural reaction and crash. So, this is the chart of APVO. I tweeted this uh, on May 10th. On May 10th, here when it started to break above 430 and it went to 5. I said APVO can be a multi-day runner after today's breakout and make the all-time high. And as you can see here, after it broke above this space, it went all the way to 525, and after a few days it started to go, it went to 631. Was about $1.30 um, from my alert. So let's take a look at the daily chart. Um, this was the day. I believe they announced good earnings and the price target raised price target with a couple of analysts. So the stock went up. I want to zoom this for you a little bit. Before the next rally, if you can see on that day, the stock went up, it started to bounce, and the next day it opened up and it crashed and it bounced, and then it came back and touched 487. So this 487 is not a random number. This is what people call a natural reaction, and the stock tries to test the previous support before the next run up. As you can see here, when it ran to 530, it came back down the next day. That was the next day to 486, which is exactly the support level from January. And then let me show you this in 100-day chart. 120 days. Yeah. See, it's exactly 485. It touched 485, and then the next day and the next day after that it started to rally. So another example would be TWMJF. I alerted this on here is my alert about marijuana stock. I said they are getting ready for the run late May. Some of them already started. TWMJF was one of my uh, suggestions on May 21st. So on May 21st, yes, this day the stock started to break above previous highs and it went up. The next day it came back down and touched this resistance, this support level. As you can see here, it touched this support level and it goes back up, and now it's bouncing. I expect to see more run up late May to 35. But let's go to the daily charts and see how it reacts. So you can see the stock went up, it went to 31, it started to bounce here. The next day it crashed. I would say at the open it panicked and it came back down to 28.87, and then it started to ramp up and it went back to 3078. This 2883, as I said, it's not a random number. You can double check this number here. It's exactly the support level before this run up, and then once again it was the resistance level here. Now it became the support, and you can see the next day it makes higher lows, and that's why I'm saying I expect this to run to 35 in next couple of days. We will see. So another one is MU. Somebody asked me today in the chat, um, sorry, in the Twitter. Uh, as you can see, it breaks gaps up and breaks above this kind of cup and handle. It was a small handle, but it broke above this, and the next day after the gap up, it came back and tested this uh, support level. And today I will show you here. Yes, you can see it gapped up. It started to fluctuate, and then it started to testing the previous support. See, 5820 was the previous support, and it passed the test and it started to go back up. So the thing I'm telling you is these numbers are not random, and you might see this sell off today from 59 to 58.20, but the problem is when you see this run up in the first or second day, if you chase the stock and if you buy it here or if you buy it here, the stock started to correct. The reason is those people who bought the stock, for example, in this level or lower level, they try to take their profit and they start to sell. And the problem is when the stock gaps up and it's started to run, um, less people are willing to chase and buy the stock when it's going up. Um, that's the reason the stock corrects itself, it comes back down, and when it comes to this support level, everybody who is watching this stock and they have it on the radar, they start to buy at this support level. They start to buy or add to their position at this support level because this is the safe entry for people who believe this stock has more room to run up. They start to buying this here and it goes up, and similar to TWMJF, when the stock goes up, people start to take their profits and it comes back down at this support level. As I said, 2882. Let me show you again. 28. This is the day I'm talking about. This is the support level. People have started to put their orders because they think this is a good number, and this is a good signal too for you to buy and add to your position. And you can see the stock went up. Today it came back down again. It started to just bounce a little bit, goes sideways, and I think in the next few days it will start to ramp up and go up. But the point I was trying to say is it doesn't matter if you buy the stock here or if you buy it here. You shouldn't be panicked when the stock started to test the previous support level. It's very natural for the stock to fluctuate in this range, and then at some point when it gets compressed, it starts to break above this range and goes up. But testing the previous support is very common and it's a natural reaction. The problem is if you chase the stock when you see this here, for example, if you didn't get from the previous breakout, which was this one, 26.32, and you start to chase, even the first breakout was safe in this case. But when you start to chase here and you buy at the peak, when it comes down from 30 $31 to 28.80, you get panicked and you say, oh, okay, I have to get out. And you get out, and then the stock started to goes up. So I mean, the problem with people who lose money on this type of breakouts and this type of stocks is their entry is not good and it's wrong. For example, if you buy it here and you see, oh, I bought it here and it's a start to going down, down, you get out. At some point here, you get out, and then the stock goes back up. Even the next day, if you buy it here and say, oh, it's break above the previous high or intraday high. Let me go to 2 day. If you buy this breakout, it goes up, and the next day you see it's coming down, and you get panicked and you sell your shares here. So you have to know when the stock is breaking above previous bases and makes cup and handle. This stock is on its way to create a cup and handle, or if it's a very strong stock, it can go all the way to 35. But give the stock a time and wait for the breakout, daily breakout. When you see the stock breaks above 31.13, that would be a good entry with huge volume. That would be a good and safe entry to ride this stock to next level. But if you get involved in this sideways and this mid-range fluctuations, you get a stock and you can easily get panicked, and if your position sizing is wrong, you lose money, and then you see, oh, the stock is going up. So be careful. I just wanted to show you this, uh, the difference between this and crash. When you see a huge red candle, so this red candle here was a small correction, a natural correction in the breakout process. But these huge red candles, two huge red candles here, you can see. First, it takes this previous level, previous support, and then it goes coming down, and the stock has huge red volume, and the next day it started to add more pressure to break it down. So this is a crash, but this is a correction. The green volume on this day, it was around 182 million shares. The previous day it was 2.26 million shares. So see, the next day it's still trying, it's still green, it's people are still buying, but the problem is usually people are taking their profit and everybody is waiting for the stock to fluctuate, and then they want to buy in the next breakout, or they want to buy at the support level. That's why the volume is lower than the previous day. The volume is not exhausted, but it's less than previous day. Even the next day volume is not huge selling pressure, uh, and the stock is just fluctuating. So that was the point. I just wanted to briefly explain for you to know the difference between natural reaction and crash. So I hope it helps, and as always, please like the video and subscribe to channel. This is the only way I know you learned something, and I helped you. And if you have any opinion or comments, please leave it in the comment section. And if I said something wrong, I'm not the most knowledgeable person in the world or in the trading. Please correct me or let me know if you know anything more than this. Thank you so much. Have a great day.